Eileen who got yoga for today. It's day 8 for my 30-day yoga challenge, and I have a special guest today. I'm always going to be a student, and this is my teacher, Marc Macadaeg. I'd like to introduce you guys first to Marc Macadaeg. Marc, I'll open already your video.
Sure.
Hi, Marc.
Hi, good morning.
Marc, how long have you been a yoga teacher?
I've been teaching yoga since the middle of 2011. So I've been teaching for about 9 years at this point.
But before becoming a yoga teacher, how long have you been practicing yoga?
I've been practicing yoga since 2006. And it was funny because in 2006, I was a nervous and anxious wreck because I was waiting for the results of the bar exam. I wasn't an easy person to be around with at the time, so I got dragged to my first yoga class. And it made such a huge difference that I've been practicing yoga ever since.
So just to give you a background, guys, Marc is actually a lawyer.
Unfortunately.
He's shy about that, but he is a lawyer. And I think the way he used his critical thinking, he incorporated it in teaching yoga. And he is actually teaching us to be critical thinkers as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then, okay, because Marc is actually, he has this program called Align and Refine Yoga. Marc, would you be able to share with us first, how did Align and Refine come into existence?
Align and Refine Yoga came to be because of the time I've spent studying with several teachers. These teachers, they're very wise and they're quite progressive in terms of what they teach in yoga classes. And because I had the great opportunity to study with them, Matthias Ratti, Annie Carpenter, Jason Crandall, because I had the time and opportunity to study with them, they really influenced the way I practiced and understood my responsibility vis-a-vis students. So they've been instrumental in helping us kind of set up the Align and Refine Yoga framework.
That's awesome. And I'm actually, just to give you a background, I'm a student. I'm a graduate of the Align and Refine 500 program.
Yes.
Which actually extended to 700 for me on some, and then still a continuing education for me as well. With Marc always intact and as a huge part of my life already. By the way, before we proceed to the practice, do you have any current programs or current trainings that you have right now?
Right now, Align and Refine runs a lot of immersive programs as well as teacher training programs. These programs come in 5-weekend or 10-weekend formats. Currently, we are running a 200-hour program. We only have a very small batch for students because we wanted to kind of be able to implement a lot of health and sanitation protocols so that we are able to safeguard everybody's well-being also throughout our journey.
Thank you.
If your students are interested, they can visit our website at alignandrefineyoga.com. Our workshop schedules are posted there.
All right. So for those people who are interested to becoming a yoga teacher, go visit alignandrefineyoga.com and see programs of what they offer. And then, lastly is the title of this 30-day yoga challenge is actually Yoga for a Better Life. In your own words, Marc, how do you think yoga helps to have that better life?
I think that one of the definitions of yoga that I really enjoy is the fact that yoga gives us perspective. Because of the many different practices that help us to kind of slow down, to help us view the situation at hand from many different angles. Yoga helps us make better decisions because we gain a much larger, much broader perspective of what is actually happening uh, in front of us.
Thank you. Okay, are you ready to teach?
Yes,
I'm
I'm
ready.
excited to
I'm so
get this
excited. I
class
prepared
started.
my towel. Before we start, I forgot to type again. You would be needing, what are the things that we might be needing, Mark, to prepare?
For this class, I would suggest having at least one block and maybe a blanket to help pad your knees at different points in practice today.
Okay, and of course a towel, just in case that you get sweaty. All right,
Okay.
let's start. Shift first the video to a, you will not see Mark anymore. But you will still hear him. I will shift into a spotlight video so you see what's happening in the practice.
We'll start out seated, please. You can sit with your knees folded under, or you can have your legs crossed.
Okay.
And before we start practicing today, I would just like to set an intention. I would like to offer an intention for everybody. There are many great philosophical concepts in yoga. I would like to offer two of them for you. The first one is called Buddhi, and Buddhi is usually translated as the higher mind. It is also considered as intelligence and wisdom. I think that an easier way to kind of grasp um, the meaning of it is that it is knowledge of and knowing what is good for you. Viveka, on the other hand, can be understood as discernment. It's right understanding. It's the ability to differentiate between things. And I like to think of it as the ability to make right choices. So Buddhi is the knowledge of what is good for you. Viveka is the ability to make the right choices. I would like to invite everybody to keep these two complementary ideas close so that as we go through practice today, you reap the benefits of not only knowing what you are doing when you move your body in different and specific ways, but you are also able to take ownership of your practice because you make each decision to move independently and wisely. As a practitioner, you are in the best position to make ultimate decisions that honor what you need from this practice from day to day, moment to moment, so that you can reap all that this practice has to offer. Our growth as practitioners is spurred when we realize that enjoyment does not mean having to break the bank. In hugot terms, ang ibig sabihin lang yan, hindi nyo kailangan ibigay ang lahat every single time that you practice.
Aray ko.
So we'll start.
Sa hugot na yon. Okay, game.
So we'll start out seated on your block, please. So set up your block, and then you can sit on the block, but position the block so that only your left butt cheek is supported by the block. Your right butt cheek will be floating in the air. You'll fold your left leg under, and then your right foot, you'll take it up and over across the other leg. As you inhale, you lift up nice and tall. And then as you exhale, just turn towards your right. And you can embrace the leg for now. And once you have a secure hold on that leg, lean into the floating sit bone so that you feel the sit bone really beginning to move down towards the floor. And as you feel the weight shift, you're going to lift the outside edge of your right knee up and also your chest up. So that as you do this, there's going to be a very different sense of opening in that right outer hip of yours. You can shift weight between your left and right sit bones a couple of times, especially if the sensation is a little too intense. And then as you feel the right outer hip beginning to open up, some of you might benefit from straightening that right knee out. And you can use your left arm to hold on to the outside edge of that right foot of yours.
This is an option.
Yes, this is an option. So nice and steady breathing. You can take that leg across your body. And that might give you a different perspective into what it is that we're doing at this point, which is basically just opening the outer hip up. As we take 3 more cycles of breath, you can roll your shoulders back, maybe even move your head side to side so that we can release any stiffness in those areas. We'll take 1 more breath. And then as you exhale, slowly release the leg. We're going to move over to the other side. So please readjust your blocks so that this time you'll be sitting on the right sit bone. You'll fold the right leg under. The left foot goes up and over. We'll sit up tall. You'll turn towards the left and you'll hug your left knee in. The left foot doesn't need to be on the floor. So it can be floating in the air. I think sometimes that gives you even more leeway so that you can lean weight into the left sit bone. You can imagine that left sit bone just reaching for the floor. And then before you tip over, just lift the outside edge of the knee, lift the chest up, and breathe. And then even as you inhabit this space of maybe intense feelings in that left outer hip, let the shoulders remain relatively loose. Feel free to open your jaw, move it around a couple of times just to release any tension in the jaw and the neck area. And then for some of you, you may want to consider straightening that left leg out. You can hold on to the outside edge of that left foot. And then whether you have your knee straight or bent, think of the left outer hip, reach it down towards the floor, roll it down towards the floor. We'll take another 3 cycles of breath here. Last inhale in. And then a steady exhale out. Come off of your blocks, please. So you can open your legs out wide, out in front of you. We'll fold the right knee, and you can have the sole of your right foot pressing against the left inner thigh. Inhale, lift the arms up towards the ceiling. Turn towards the bent knee. And then as you exhale, lean over sideways, over the straight leg, please. It doesn't really matter whether the top arm is holding onto the foot, but do extend that right arm a little bit further away from your waist. Now, some of you might feel that your chest is rolling down towards the floor. If that's happening, use your left elbow. You can press your left elbow, that's the bottom elbow, press it against the leg so that you can turn your chest a little bit more open towards the ceiling. So as the entire right side begins to open up, some of you might find that you're dropping sideways a little bit closer to the floor. And if that's happening, maybe the foot will be within easy reach. But wherever you are, continue opening your chest up towards the ceiling. And breathe deeply into the right side ribs, the right side waist. We'll take 1 more breath. And then as you exhale, slowly release. Come back up to center. Please switch legs. We'll straighten the right leg out, bend the left knee. Inhale long through the body, reaching up. Turn towards the bent knee, and then lean over that straightened leg of yours. Good. As you continue reaching that top arm further and further away from the waist, feel free to let the head hang heavy so that the right ear touches the right shoulder almost. And then just observe how that translates into the left shoulder area. There is a constant idea of reaching that left arm even further away from the waist. We'll turn the chest a little bit further up towards the ceiling. We'll take 2 more cycles of breath. Last breath in. And then as you exhale, slowly release. Please come into child's pose. So you're going to bring your legs together. And the feet come together. The knees are going to be a little bit further away from each other. Come in, hook the left elbow just inside the left knee. Take your right hand behind your head. And then as you inhale, open towards the right. We're going to twist. And then as you exhale, we'll release. We'll do 7 more. Inhale, we open. Good. Exhale, release. Keep on going for 6 more cycles. And then every time you turn the chest open, think of pressing the left arm, that's the arm down on your mat, into the leg so that you feel both sides of your upper back becoming narrower. We're beginning to move with the breath. And then just observe how the entire upper back becomes much warmer very quickly. The 8th one we're going to hold. So as you inhale, open the chest up towards the ceiling. Check in with the shoulders. If they're a little bit on the stiff side, what can you do to let them soften? 1 more inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly release. Next side, please. Right elbow just inside of the right knee. Left hand behind your head. Inhale, we're going to open the chest towards the ceiling. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, we open. Exhale, we release. Inhale. Exhaling. 5 more at your own pace. Just taking your time through the movement, through the breath. And then just observing how through the course of this movement, the upper back spreads and then it contracts. It's an entire continuum of movement. The last one we're going to hold. So as you continue turning your chest towards the left, use the right elbow, press it into the knee, and then let the right upper back be as narrow as the left upper back. We'll take 1 more breath. And then as you exhale, slowly release. Come onto all fours, please. We'll draw circles with the chest. So as you inhale, you can shift forward, to the right, back, and to the left. Just 3 going in this direction to check in with what the wrists are feeling. After the 3rd cycle, please go the opposite way. And if today you are experiencing any difficulties with your wrists, just know that as we put weight on our wrists, you do have the option of coming down onto your forearms at any point. 1 more breath. And then we'll move into cat and cow. As you inhale, draw the chest forward. Let the shoulders broaden, the neck lengthen. And then as you exhale, push the floor away, round through the back. Inhale, draw the chest forward, letting the belly drop. And then as you exhale, we pull the ribs in towards the spine, doming the back. Inhale, draw the chest forward, the tailbone flips up. As you exhale, we round the back, we pull the pubic bone in towards the belly button. 3 more, inhale. Feel free to add any additional movements, maybe a side-to-side movement in the head. Good, last one coming up. And then as you exhale, we're going to curl the toes and make our way back into downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal your feet left and right. I'm very partial to releasing my side body, so I like moving my hips side to side in this particular position. If there are any other movements that will be beneficial for your body, feel free to indulge in them. You can lift one leg up, bend the knee, open the hip up so that you can get into the front hip. You can draw circles with that leg. But let there be a choice, an actual choice of how to move your body, depending on what it is that you need. And then once you've gotten out the major kinks in your body, come into stillness. Let the knees softly bend so that there's a greater opportunity for you to push your hands down and forward. And you'll feel the hips rising up. Some of you might feel the front ribs beginning to open. So if that's you, if that's familiar, just draw in ever so slightly. We're going to take one more breath. And then as you exhale, walk your hands all the way back towards your feet. Look halfway and breathe, front body lengthening. And then as you exhale, fold. Inhale, roll yourself up nice and easy. And then make your way to the top of your mat, please. Stand stable and strong on both of your feet. And then bring your hands close towards each other. Close your eyes. And then with your hands in front of your chest, again, take a moment to just consider the intention that we've set for our practice today. The knowledge of knowing what is good for us, and then the ability to make the right choices. Allow your eyes to blink open. Let your arms drift down by your side. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold in half. Breathe and look halfway. And then as you exhale, bend the knees, ground the palms, step the right foot back, followed by the left. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, for some of you, bend the elbows, shift forward. Inhale, maybe we go through up dog. And then as you exhale, roll over the toes, come into downward facing dog. Let there be a little bit of rest for the legs by allowing the knees to bend. And then just redirect the effort into the upper body. You're pushing the floor away from you. And as the upper body feels a little bit longer, think of the triceps, reach them towards your legs, roll them in towards the face, so that the upper back feels not just long, but wide as well. We're going to take one more breath here. And then at the base of your next exhale, look forward, step one foot followed by the other. Look halfway and breathe. Exhale, fold. Come up all the way, reach for the ceiling. Exhale, arms down by your side. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold in half. Breathe and look halfway. Ground the palms, step the left foot back, followed by the right. Bend the elbows, go forward. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Steady breathing. And it's quite normal for your body to find automatic things to do. Sometimes the knees will straighten out instinctively. Sometimes the heels will try to reach down towards the floor instinctively. Just observe these little patterns and see if it is possible to bring an element of consciousness and discernment to each one of them. Base of the next exhale, look forward. Step or hop lightly to the top. Take an inhale, look halfway. Exhale, fold. Come up all the way, reach. Exhale, hands down by your side. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold in half. Breathe and look halfway. As you exhale, ground through both palms. Some of you may continue stepping back. Others jump straight back into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We continue to take 5 cycles of breath. Now listen to the sound of your breathing. If you need a little bit more heat, you can imagine yourself breathing air in through a straw. There's going to be a slight whispering sound that accompanies each breath. And what that does is it gives the air more time to be warmed up by your nostrils. That's how it's able to really amp up the heat in your body. One more breath here. And then at the base of your next exhale, look forward, step or hop lightly to the top. Breathe in, look halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up all the way. Exhale, hands down by your side. Last A. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold in half. Breathe in. Exhale, ground the palms, make your way back, chaturanga. Inhale. And then as you exhale, downward facing dog, please. Steady breathing. Just allowing the inhales to inflate the lungs completely. And do not be afraid of emptying yourself completely of breath. We'll take one more breath here. And then at the base of your next exhale, look forward. Let's step just the right foot forward. Lower the left knee down onto the ground. If you need some padding for your left knee, this might be a great time to slide it underneath your left knee. And then come upright into a low lunge. We're going to stack our body over the hips, over the left knee. Okay? And then just imagine yourself pulling your zipper up. And as you pull your zipper up, keep it nice and lifted. Start turning your chest towards the right. Good. Left hand can be somewhere on your right thigh. Left arm can reach back. Good. You can reach back as far as you can go, but continue focusing on your zipper. As long as the zipper doesn't open, you can continue reaching back. For some of you, maybe the right arm can start angling down and eventually cup the left heel. But the more important work will be that idea of just keeping your zipper nice and lifted. For some of you, it may make sense to reach the left arm up. Good, and then as that left arm reaches up and backwards, that spreading sensation across the left front thigh just begins to move upwards through the torso, through the side ribs. But despite all of these sensations, are you still able to breathe? We're going to take one more breath here. And then as you exhale, slowly release. Remain in the low lunge. Interlace your fingers. Find the lower abdomen, your puson area. Pull it in close towards the spine and then lift it up towards your head. And then once you have pinned the muscles of your lower abdomen, start leaning the upper body back. And then at this point, it may make sense for some of you to just kind of move your hips side to side, left and right a little bit. And sometimes that helps you figure out, oh, maybe the stiffness isn't in this particular area. Maybe it's in a slightly different area. As the body begins to open up, you may want to lean back a little bit further. And if your body needs to support, keep your hands in your lower abdomen. Otherwise, feel free to reach the arms back, interlace the fingers behind you. Good. And then start to bend the elbows a little bit. And then imagine gathering your shoulder blades much closer to the spine. We're going to breathe steady. Think of the back of your skull, lengthen it away from the shoulders, and then lean the head back so that the front of the neck also begins to open up. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly release. Both hands down on the floor, step the right foot back, breathe in. And then any which way back into downward facing dog. You may push straight back into down dog. You may take a regular vinyasa as well. Both options depending on what your body needs at this point. Step the left foot forward, lower the right knee down, pad the knee as necessary. Once the upper body is stacked over the right knee, take a deep inhale, lift your zipper up. As you exhale, turn towards the left, Right arm can be somewhere on that leg. Left arm reaches towards the back. Once your zipper is secure, continue reaching back. And then some of you will be able to angle down maybe and cup the right heel. And then if work is stable, if you are in no danger of falling over, right arm, reach it up and back as well. Despite these additional things that we're doing to the arms, focus primarily on keeping your pubic bone rising. Nice and steady breathing. 2 more. And then as you exhale, slowly release. Interlace your fingers, maybe opposite thumb on top. Draw the lower abdomen in, lift it up. And then with a straight spine, just start leaning back. The hips swivel left and right as necessary. If the additional movement isn't giving you anything extra, you don't need to do it. As you feel the front body, the front hip area beginning to open up, you can reach the arms out to the side, interlace your fingers behind you, other thumb on top. And then think of the spine long. And then as you exhale, start arching the spine backwards. Good. Lean the head back nice and slow. But don't let the back of your neck become too wrinkled. So let there be as much space between the base of your skull and your shoulders as possible. As you move into the last 3 cycles of breath, soft bend in the elbows allows you to gather the shoulder blades more snugly across the spine. Okay. 1 more inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly release. Both hands down on the floor, step back, find plank, inhale. And then as you exhale, any which way back into downward facing dog. 1 breath here. And then at the base of your next exhale, take a gigantic step forward with your right foot. Take an inhale, spin the back heel down, rise up into warrior 2. Straighten that right leg out. Inhale. And then as you exhale, lean on over sideways, Trikonasana. Right hand can be down on the floor, or you could have a block underneath that right arm. Okay. Now, as you stay in this pose, if there's a lot of resistance coming in from the back of your right leg, feel free to swing your hips forward and back a couple of times. And then as things open up, settle into stillness. Bend the bottom elbow. Reach the the top arm up and over. And then allow a side bend to manifest on that left side of yours. Just very steady breathing. Like in that one of the first few poses that we practiced, your chest may start rolling down towards the floor. Counter that by rolling the chest open towards the ceiling. And we'll breathe. Try sending the breath, the awareness of the breath into the left side waist. We'll take 1 more breath. And then as you exhale, back into Trikonasana, regular triangle pose. So right now, the left side waist is a little bit more solid. Hold on to that stability, bend the right knee, and then step the left foot in. We'll hop up into half moon pose. The left hand can be on your waist. Focus on keeping that right foot nice and steady, the weight evenly distributed across the 4 corners of the foot. If you're wobbling, add a slight bend into that right knee, and then feel how the right outer hip muscles begin to fire up with a little bit more power. If it makes sense, you can make that right hand a little bit lighter on the floor. Good. Now start reaching that lifted leg behind you. Bend that left knee. And then think of the left heel moving closer, closer, even closer to your head. The left arm can start reaching back, and then we connect the left arm to the outside edge of the foot. As you find that space, refocus on the standing leg, keep it stable. Once balance has stabilized, think of a larger back bend on the left side. The left arm goes further behind you, the left knee goes further behind you. And as we breathe here, maybe the right arm begins to float completely off of the floor. We'll take 2 more cycles of breath. And then find Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Release the leg, bend the right knee, and then land back into warrior 2. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, hands come down, right foot back. Bend the elbows, chest moves forward, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. You go. Take a gigantic step forward with the left foot. Spin the back heel down. Come into warrior 2. Straighten the left leg out. Inhale. And then as you exhale into triangle, we go. Fold over that left thigh. Take stock of what you're working with today. And then make the right choices. If you feel a little bit more give in the hamstrings, consider bending the left elbow. Right arm reaches over and we add a side bend in the upper body. If that's a little too intense, draw back. Let the chest roll open up towards the ceiling. But keep the gaze steady so that balance doesn't get thrown off. And then whether you move a little bit deeper into the side bend or come slightly out of it, choose the path that allows you to honor what you need from this practice at this very moment. 2 more cycles of breath here. And then straighten that left elbow out. Find regular Trikonasana. Let the spine stabilize as if you were standing upright. And then once you've found cooperation from that right side hip of yours, bend the left knee. And we'll float the right leg up into half moon pose. Sometimes you might feel pressure building around the standing knee. So if you feel a little bit of twisting beginning to happen there, think of the center of your left kneecap and then steer it in the same direction as your toes. Lighter through that left hand. Notice how when you take the weight off of your left hand, the weight shifts into the left heel. Once you find that balance point, start reaching the right leg back. When it can go no further, bend the right knee. Think of the toes moving in towards your head. And then right arm reaches behind you. Maybe we connect with the top of your foot. So notice how there is a seesawing effect between the stability of the left leg and the back bend on the right side of your body. Can we find the balance point between these two things so that you can have maximum back bend without having to compromise your balance? We'll take 1 more breath and then let go of that right foot, straighten the leg out, find half moon again. And then as you exhale, bend the left knee, land back into warrior 2. Inhale, reverse, reaching that left arm up and back. And then as you exhale, hands come down, left foot back. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And then as you exhale, downward facing dog. You go. We'll take one more breath here. And then at the base of your next exhale, look forward, step or hop lightly to the top. Take an inhale, look halfway. Exhale, fold. Come up all the way, reach for the ceiling. Exhale, hands down by your side. Inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, fold in half. Look halfway and breathe. And then as you exhale, make your way back. Maybe through Chaturanga, the regular vinyasa, or maybe just stepping back straight into downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, ground the back heel, rise up into warrior one. Keep the right knee bending, open the chest to the side, warrior two. Keep the right knee bending, reach the right arm up and back. And then as you exhale, hands come down, right foot slides back. Chaturanga. And then into downward facing dog you go. Second side, please. Step the left foot forward, spin the back heel down. Warrior one. As the chest turns, it becomes warrior two. Keep the left knee bending, open the left side up. Exhale, hands come down, left foot back, elbows bend, all in the same breath. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. You go. Base of your next exhale, look forward. Step or hop lightly to the top. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, Samasthiti. Last B. Inhale, bend the knees. Fold in half. The chest extends forward. And you make your way back. Maybe you push the floor away as you inhale. Exhale into downward facing dog. Step the right foot forward, rise up, warrior one. Let the chest turn into warrior two. Open the right side up, breathe. Exhale, hands come down, right foot back, elbows bend. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, rise up, warrior one. Exhale into two. Reverse the warrior. Exhale, hands come down, left foot back. Elbows bend. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. You go. Now we're going to shift forward, come find plank. You can step your feet together. If this is too much for your wrists, come down onto your forearms. Open to your left. So we're going to transfer weight into your right hand. We'll take side plank. You'll have your feet stacked on top of each other. And then the top leg, maybe we can take it into tree pose. So you'll press the left foot into the inside edge of your right thigh. You'll feel the right outer hip having to carry the weight, but keep the chest and the hips steady so that you're in no danger of falling over backwards. This can be where we stay at this point. For the others, float the left foot up, take the left knee closer towards your chest, grab hold of the big toe, and then maybe we can straighten that left leg out into Vashisthasana 2 position. Good, steady breathing. And then let go of the foot, take the left leg alongside the body, reach it back. Good. And then maybe grab hold of the foot from behind you. Nice and steady breathing. 3, keep the right outer hip working to stabilize. 1 more inhale. If you fall, that's okay. Just come back into it. And then as you exhale, slowly release. Left hand down, and then you can push straight back into downward facing dog. I know that was pretty strong in that right arm. Second side, last side. Inhale, shift forward. Step the feet together. Lean weight into the left hand, open up. Again, you can come down onto the left forearm if necessary. Take the right foot into tree. And then just think of your hip bones. Let them face the same direction as your chest right now. Let the right foot float. Grab hold of the big toe. Straighten that right leg out. For some of you, the top elbow begins to bend as you take that right leg a little bit closer to you. But continue to stabilize using your left outer hip. We'll take one more breath here. Let go of the foot. Swing it behind you. As it goes into the back bend, reach the right arm back. Hold on to the foot. And then even as you stabilize through that left outer hip, work on reaching that right arm back, that right leg back. We're going to take one more breath. And then as you exhale, slowly release. Right hand down on the floor, bend the elbows, chaturanga for the last time. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then as you exhale, downward facing dog. You go. Walk your hands all the way back towards your feet. Inhale, look halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. You can stay here. If balance is stable, take the right ankle on top of your left knee. And then just focus on maybe sitting down a little bit more, and you'll get a nice release for the right outer hip. This may be satisfying enough for a lot of people. For others, if you need a little bit more, turn your chest towards the right, towards the left. Hook your right elbow into the sole of your right foot. And then you can have both hands together in front of your chest. If this is not creating anything useful in the right outer hip, feel free to come back to the last one. We're going to take one more breath. And then as you exhale, slowly release. Fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, look halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. And then second side, left ankle on top of your right knee, please. If this is already satisfying, please stay here. Otherwise, turn the upper body towards the right. Hook the left elbow against the sole of your left foot. And it's really the pushing of the left elbow into the sole of your foot that might create a very different kind of awareness in the left outer hip. Not so much the twist. We'll take one more breath. And then as you exhale, slowly release back into your forward fold, Uttanasana. Walk your hands forward, downward facing dog. And then from down dog, we'll step the right foot forward. It doesn't need to be a very big stance. Spin the left heel down into the ground. And then just grab the block, have it handy underneath your left hand. Right, now walk the block to the left of your mat. Lean into the block and then open the chest towards the right. Think of touching the wall that you're facing with your right outer hip. And then just allow the entire right outer hip to continue opening up. Just to release a lot of the work that we've gone through. The top arm, you can reach it over your head or place the right hand on your waist. We'll take one more breath. And then as you exhale, slowly release back to center. Step your left foot forward, step your right foot back. Take the block underneath your right hand. Take it a little bit further out to the right. Open the chest towards the left. And then let your left hip touch the opposite wall. Position the left arm as you need it. And it's that idea of the left outer hip going further out to the left that creates that sense of very deep, profound expansion in the left outer hip area. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly release. You may come back into downward facing dog. Last few cycles of breath, just to check in with what your body feels like at this point. And then we'll lower our knees down onto the floor. Slide the block that you have, second tallest height option underneath your butt so you can sit on it. We'll start with your left hand. Hold on to the top of your left foot. Now you'll be tempted to carry the foot off of the floor, but instead let the foot become very heavy so that you feel the left shoulder being drawn to the floor. And then once that shoulder is held in place, is anchored, right ear moves away from, right ear moves towards the right shoulder, please. We're just going to get into a really nice stretch for the side of your neck. And keep your head veering to the right. The left shoulder, move it slightly forward, slightly back. And then notice how that movement kind of strums all of the stringy muscles along the left side of your shoulder. We'll take one breath here. And then as you exhale, slowly release. Second side, please. Right hand holds onto the foot. Let the foot anchor the right shoulder. And then move your head away from the right shoulder, please. You may want to move the head slightly forward, slightly back. A slight turning action away from the right shoulder might also be welcome. And then hold your head still. Start moving the shoulder forward and back a little bit. And just observe how these little movements tend to highlight different areas of your body. We'll take a breath here. And then as you exhale, slowly release. We are going to set up for Shavasana. So you can set your blocks off to the side and then lie on your back. And then please feel free to take any finishing poses that you would like. Some might benefit from a happy baby or an easy twist. And then once you're ready to settle into Shavasana, just straighten the legs out. And then consider one more round of adjustments, just making the shoulders are nice and broad. Readjusting the hips. so that the lower back feels long and supported. And just give in to that sense of heaviness, of slowly being absorbed into the ground. If you have the time, please consider staying a little bit longer in Shavasana. And then for the others, let awareness just kind of seep back into your body. And then slowly blink your eyes open. And even as you remain on your back, just bring your hands together in front of your chest. Namaste.
Namaste, Mark. Thank you for joining me in today's practice. Oh wow, that was a
Thank you for
very
having me.
I can feel my arms they're shaking a lot.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. It was such an honor for you sharing your knowledge and sharing your energy with us here. And wala, I'm always grateful for you having you in my life. Not
You're
naiyak.
very welcome.
Anything else? There, you're on again.
Oh,
Anything else that you would like to share, Mark?
wala naman.
All
If
right.
they're interested, they can visit our website, alignandrefineyoga.com, and it has a lot of information for them.
Thank you very much for that wonderful practice. I really needed that. And thank you for your patience as well. And for you guys, thank you for being part of today's practice. I don't know where to look, which camera to look at anymore. This is a new platform
A
for
new
me as
setup.
well. And um, Of course, the recorded video is going to be here in Facebook Live, in Facebook, in my Facebook videos, and the edited version would be in my YouTube channel. Thank you very much, and hope you have a great day. See you again tomorrow. Bye, Mark.
Bye.
Thank you for practicing yoga with me. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. You can also check out more yoga videos and follow me in my Facebook and Instagram.